Yeah, she heard cha-ching, but it didn't cha-ching this time. Well, if you want to hear it, take it off. Hello! Sorry I was a little late. I was trying to post those new kits. We do have the new kits, and I'll show you the colors in just a minute. We're just going to wait for a couple people to catch up with me since I was a little late. Hey guys, how we doing? Yay, you found us. I would like one blue and silver kit, okay? For what, Lynn? I'll show you the colors in just a moment. Ready? All right. So I haven't done this since I created it. So I had to pull out my handy dandy instructions too. So, you know, so that way I can make sure I can do it right. Oh, we have a shop visitor. Connor's here today. You guys want to see Connor for just a minute? Connor. Say hi, everybody. Connor, come here. Where's that face? There's the face. Hi, everybody. So, he's being a good boy. You won't even hear a peep out of him, trust me. Connor, I know. Everybody's like, oh my goodness. Hi from the allergist's office. You still haven't gotten out of there, Sharon? All right, yeah, we're gonna give everybody some time to catch up to find me for just a minute, and then we'll go over the kit colorways for next week's class. Connor, everybody says hi. They like you. They think you're pretty cool. He's a good boy. You don't hear anything from him, so he's so quiet. Alrighty, guys. So kit colorways. So this is the one, all right, you guys already know the one that we're doing on Saturday, which is, I'll bring it out in just a minute. So this is the one for next Saturday, next week, the 16th. X's and O's. So this is X's and O's. And this is the crystal AB option, okay? So it uses, there's metal beads in here, sterling silver metal beads. The Swarovski crystal rings, Swarovski crystal pearls, some Montes. Is pretty cool, really pretty. So we created 2 different color options. I was waiting for the pearls to come in, so everything's like late to come in. So this is made with the new Swarovski Dreamy Blue pearls, and this is the Bermuda Blue. So it also uses metal seed beads, and I think these are like the zinc ones or something like that, zinc colorway. So this is the Bermuda Blue color. and with the dreamy blue pearls. And then these are the dreamy pink pearls, and this uses the tobacco rings. And let's see, some Montes, let's see, Golden Shadow Montes, some permanent finish seed beads and stuff. So, and this is the dreamy pink pearls. I think the colors are really pretty. So, so if you want shiny bridal, you know, the Crystal AB is really pretty. This is more of the pink one is more of an everyday. And the blue is an everyday one as well, I would say. So, okie dokie. So that's what's going on now. Got me, haha. So, all right. So today we're going to be doing In Bloom. This is In Bloom. This bracelet here. I made this back in 2015. It was submitted to Bead and Button and published, I think, in 2016. So it uses Pip Beads, the Kheops Puca 2-hole triangle beads, O beads, 3mm rounds and pearls, and 4mm rounds of pearls, 15 OC beads, 11 OC beads, clasp, which is a hook and eye, typically is what I use for this one. And then 6-pound fire line and size 11 needle. This bracelet's made in strips, so I'm gonna make, you know, a strip, and then I'll start to make another strip, and then we'll connect them together. So this will kind of cover the whole thing. So, all right, white kit for me. Cool. Well, guys, they're all on Etsy. Go ahead and order it from there, because I will forget everybody's orders right now. I'm dealing with Monica Vinci's stuff too, so oh my goodness, I got a lot of names and things going through my head, but which I can't complain. You guys are helping us out. So, all right, so let's get started. Let's see. Connor, what's up? You here next to me? So if you guys got a kit, you probably got the instructions with it. If you didn't, please let me know, because obviously I was like, I stuck some and not in the other. I don't know why, but whatever. I will send you the instructions if you did not get the pattern with it. So they're nice diagrams and stuff like that. So back when I guess I had a lot of time on my hand. There is a left and a right hole for the triangle. And there's a reason that I do say left or right, and it's because it's, you know, it's going to make a difference the way that we pick it up. So, all right, so let's start off. It says In Bloom is a structured bracelet with tension and bead size, allowing to the Pip Beads flowers to pop up over the Puca 2-hole triangle beads. Hang on. Connor found a piece of leather that he decided that, you know, tasted really good. So this is leather with spit. That's nice. Hey, everybody. All right. So it allows, with the tension, allows the Puca 2-hole triangle beads to pop up over, the Pip beads to pop up over the Puca triangle beads. It says important notes. Pour out your Kheops Puca triangle 2-hole beads and align the triangle so they are all pointing to the top of your bead mats. There will be a left and a right hole on the triangle. This will be important throughout the pattern. So we are going to do that right now. So here are my Pucas. Pucas. So, this Kheops, they created a lot more after they created these Puca beads, or these 2-hole triangle things. So there's different varieties of them now. So, but I guess this is what, I first worked with. So as you can see, I am pointing my triangles upward. So, if we're pointing our triangles upward, it is a triangle, so there is multiple sides, but we're looking for the bottom side to have the 2 holes. So the bottom with 2 holes is pointing towards, is down to the bottom of your mat, and the side with the 1 hole on either side is pointing to the top of your mat, if that makes sense. So, because there is a left and a right hole. So, just to get them ready and just to get us set up for a little bit. And it makes it easier when we're doing the directions here. So we're going to start out with that. We also are going to use some O beads at this time, 15 O's, 3mm rounds. So we got a little bit of everything going on in there, and some Pip beads. Okay. So my Pip beads are bright yellow. I never use yellow. Yellow is not my favorite color, but it goes well for a flower, so hey. All right, so my 3mm are these orangey colored ones. O beads are little pinky guys. And some 15s. All right, can everybody see all the beads on my mat for the most part? I'll move this down so that way you guys can see it. All right, so it says in my pattern to use Fireline, so therefore I will be using Fireline. I think this is when I first started and I used like everything was Fireline, so. These are check beads. Check beads do have rough edges just like crystals, so be careful, you might break your thread. If you do, no worries, you can always add more, so. I'll just always caution everybody about that. All right, so it says starting with a wingspan of Fireline, leaving a 12-inch tail, which is obviously to add the clasp afterwards, and keeping tight tension throughout. And when I say tight tension, if you guys are pretty loose, make sure you do pull it tight, because I'm typically pretty tight anyways. So, but I said that, so it must be very important. Pick up a Puca two-hole triangle, right hole, bottom triangle to the top. So right hole. Bottom to the top. And it's funny, you know, you guys are gonna laugh at me if I mess up my my left and right. So, all right. So there we go, right hole. 2 O beads. 1, 2. A Pip bead. Nope, a 15 O. A Pip bead. A 15 O. 2 O beads. A Puca two-hole triangle, left hole, top of the triangle to the bottom. So left hole, top to the bottom. $15 O bead, 3mm round, O bead, and a 15 O. All right, so remember, every time I pick up stuff, I always review with you guys of what I just picked up. So we're gonna do our review now. Okay. So let me get this in my hand so we can see it. All right, so the first one is the Kheops Puca, the two-hole triangle, right hole from the bottom to the top, 2 O beads, a 15 O, a Pip bead, another 15 O, that's in between those other 2 O beads, 2 more O beads, a Puca triangle, left hole, top to the bottom, 15 O, O bead, 3mm round, O bead, and a 15 O. Okay, does everybody have that combination? Put it down on the mat so I can show you guys again. I'm trying to line up these triangles so that way they appear like they appeared in the pattern. All right, so we got our Puca triangle, right hole, bottom to the top with your needle. So starting from the bottom, going to the top. 2 O beads, a 15 O seed bead, a pip bead, 15-0 seed bead, 2 O beads, another triangle, left hole, top to the bottom, 15-0, O bead, 3 millimeter round, O bead, and a 15-0. Okay, we're gonna travel through the first Puca triangle, triangle, added, right hole, bottom of the triangle to the top. Okay, so we're pretty much doing a circle now. So, right hole, bottom to the top. When I put this together, it'll make sense. Does everybody see that? Okay, this is your first Puca that you picked up, the first triangle that you picked up. You went in the right hole from the bottom to the top. You got your 2 O beads, your 15-0 seed bead, your pip, your 15-0 seed bead, 2 more O beads, another Puca triangle, left hole, top to bottom, the direction of the needle. So when I say top to bottom, my needle is going this way. A 15-0 seed bead, O bead, 3 millimeter round, O bead, and a 15-0 seed bead. So I just went back through the first Puca triangle that I picked up, right hole, bottom to the top. All right, then we continue through 2 O beads, the 15-0 pip bead, 15-0, 2 O beads, and through the next Puca 2-hole triangle. So let's go through these beads first, and then we'll figure out what we do with the triangle. So, through the 2 O beads, 15, 15, 2 O beads. So I pretty much cycled through all the beads on the top part. And now we're gonna go through the Puca triangle, left hole, top to bottom. All right. We're gonna pick up a 15, 11-0, and a 15, so I need my 11s. I just about used every bead except for my 4 millimeter now at this point. So we're gonna pick up a 15, an 11, and a 15. Oh, and my expensive bead of the day is 24 karat gold 11-0 seed beads. All right, so with that, we're going to go into the second hole of the par Puca, the unoccupied hole, and our needle should be pointing towards the top of the triangle. All right, so pretty much those seed beads there are decoration for the bottom in order to cover those holes at the bottom. See? Ta-da. Okay, makes sense? All right. So we already have our triangle on here, so we're sharing the triangle and we're exiting that way. So at this point, we're gonna pick up 2 O beads, 15, a pip bead, a 15, 2 O beads, okay, and now we're gonna go down for the bottom part. We're gonna pick up our Puca triangle, left hole, top of triangle to the bottom. Just like that. And now the bottom half. Okay, and the bottom half is a 15, an O bead, a 3 millimeter, an O bead, and a 15. Okay? So there are my beads I picked up. I picked up 2 O beads, a 15, a pip, a 15, 2 O beads, par Puca triangle, left hole, top to bottom. So our needle is going in through the top of the left hole down to the bottom of the triangle where the 2 holes are. A 15, that's on my needle. O bead, 3 millimeter, O bead, and a 15. All right, we are going to travel through the previous Puca 2-hole triangle, right hole, bottom of the triangle to the top. Right hole, bottom of the triangle to the top. Pull that tight. Okay, remember tight tension, it's important in this. All right, so then we're gonna travel through the length of these beads on the top here and go down through the part Puca triangle. So I'm gonna travel through 2 O beads, a 15 OC bead, our Pip bead, through the 15O, 2 O beads, down through the part Puca triangle, top hole, left, down to the bottom. All right. Pick up 15, an 11, and a 15. And travel through the second hole of the Puca triangle going towards the top. Notice pattern and repeat. And you're gonna do this for the length of the bracelet for this strip until it can fit around your wrist, allowing room for a clasp. So if you're allowing room for a hook and eye clasp, which is what was included in the kits that you guys got, then that you gotta leave probably about an inch of space. You don't want it too big, too loose anyways, because the flowers pop up anyways, so you really don't want to give it too much wiggle room. A little bit though. All right, so let's continue on because we got to make a strip at least to connect 2 strips together. So, all right, so exiting the top of that triangle, we're going to pick up 2 O beads, 15 O seed bead, a pip, maybe 15, 2 O's, Puca triangle, left hole, top to the bottom, 15, O bead, 3 millimeter round, O bead, and a 15. We're gonna travel through the whole of the part Puca, the previous part Puca, the right hole, okay? Bottom to top. Travel through all the beads up on top, through the 2 O beads, through the 15, through the pip, through the 15, through the 2 O beads, from the triangle, left hole, top to bottom, pick up 15, 11, and a 15. Go up the right hole, bottom to top. Next unit. 2 O beads, 15, a pip. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so you guys might have my first UCA beads or not. Right. Guess I will watch again later. Okay, I don't know what a UCA bead, but oh, a Puca. Okay, I got it now. You guys might have like a Puca bead, or excuse me, a Pip bead that is 2 different colors. Like, you know, some of them were like a vitriol on one side and like a silver on the other or something like that. So you might want to decide what kind of color that you want one way or the other. If not, if you're happy with a multicolored one, then that's fine. I'm cool with that. So, I don't have my silver bracelet anymore. I don't know where it went to. Maybe I lost it in the parking lot like I did with the other one. So puca bead, left hole, top to bottom. 15, O, round, O, and 15. Through the previous puca bead, right hole, bottom to top. Continue through all the beads on top. 2 O beads, 15, pip bead, 15, and 2 O beads, and down the puca triangle left hole, top to bottom. All right, pick up a 15, 11, and a 15, and travel up through the right hole of that puca bead, bottom to top. So how is everybody today? Since we're just going to be doing the same thing over and over again for a little while. Is everybody peachy? Everybody must be busy because nobody's answering me right now, so. You busy working on your bracelet? A little busy here? Oh, did you guys see the crystals? Well, I didn't open any of the boxes, any of the factory packs yet, because I'm not allowed to, so. But that's okay. I will post it. You can watch it again later. Good. I'm glad everybody's doing okay. Once you get it, once it's down with this bracelet, once you get it down, you kind of breeze right through it. So it really is the same thing. So what makes the difference here is the direction that you're holding your puca beads are. So I don't know at the camera angle what it shows up for you guys, but my puca beads, you know, I had them facing the top of my mat. So that way the bottom of the puca bead with the 2 holes right there is down towards the bottom of my mat. And the other sides have a hole on each side. So there's a hole on the right side and a hole on the left side here. And that's facing towards the top of the mat. So that way I can tell you, I know which way to pick it up based on the directions. So, alrighty. This was another one of, I'm not sure how I came up with this, or because it actually did not start off this way. I think I started off that I was going to make a necklace, and the pip beads were going to be hanging from the bottom of the necklace like this, and then it wasn't curving, and I was getting really upset. And then I made 2 strips, because I was like, okay, well maybe I'll just make a bracelet. And then I figured out that I can join the 2 strips together with the puca beads, and it made that bracelet and made them stick up. Oh, that's okay. I'm taking a lot of time, Lynn, so you can catch up. So that's how it came about. That's how it came to volition. All right, so I'm adding on my other puca bead right now. So left hole, so on my left side, top of the mat to the bottom of the mat. Then a 15 O bead, 3 O 15. Cool, awesome. Thanks, Kim. They're very bright. And I've learned that when I do these videos, I should probably use very bright colors because it's easier to see on the video screen. So, and for you guys to pick up on. Sometimes I would like, if I use monochromatic colors, then you can't really tell what I'm doing. So anything really bright, though, is usually you guys can pick up on. Like I said, yellow is not my favorite, but for video purposes, sure, why not? All right, at the bottom of this puka, we're going to pick up a 15, 11, and a 15. And go into the right hole, unoccupied hole, from the bottom to the top of the next puka. Or the same puka, sorry. I call it pukas because those are the only ones that are called pukas in here, but the 2-hole triangles. So if we were starting from brand new, for those of you that don't understand or can't get it right yet, and it's okay. We all learn at our own pace, trust me. I'm just a little crazy, so I'll pick up on some of these geometric things pretty easily. So if we were starting from the beginning, we would go through the right hole of our puka from the bottom to the top, okay? We would pick up 2 O beads, a 15, a pip bead, another 15, 2 O beads. All right, then we get ready to add our other puka. All right, remember how I said that 2 holes at the bottom, towards the bottom of the mat, a hole on the left side and a hole on the right side towards the top of the mat. All right, that's how I have mine lined up. So we're going to go through the left hole from the top of the mat to the bottom of the mat. All right, now we're going to pick up the bottom side, which would be a 15, O bead, a 3mm round, O bead, and a 15. So now we would go through, back through the first puka that we had, right hole, bottom to top. Almost like a right angle weave unit, considering, so. This was published in Bead and Button magazine, but the pattern is available on the Etsy site as well for Beadjoux. That's my mom's store. We're going to continue through 2 O beads, a 15, the pip bead, 15, 2 O beads, and down through the par puka, the triangle, 2-hole triangle, on the left side, top to the bottom. Yay! Sharon's home. I'm glad you made it. You have a paper pattern, Sharon, so you don't have to worry about it. You can catch up. I have faith in you. Okay. So, yeah, Tony, so it was published in Bead and Button. I think it was 2016. It was probably either the February or April edition. I can't really remember, but it was one of those two. It had to be towards the springtime sometime. And yeah, so you can get it from there, or you can get it from the Beadjoux Etsy site if you want the PDF pattern. The PDF pattern has nice little directions. I will say that this one from the Beadjoux site is a little bit more detailed than the whatchamacallit, the magazine one, which is typically what happens anyways. They usually cut down on the directions when they publish it. So, you know, magazine space. So, all right. So on the bottom side of the puka, we're going to pick up a 15, an 11, and a 15. Travel up through the left hole, or excuse me, the right hole, bottom to the top of the triangle. All right, and then we'll pick up the sequence again. 2 O beads, 15, a pip, 15, yay! 2 O beads, a 2-hole triangle, left side, top to the bottom. A 15. Maybe, as I chase him around on my mats. An O bead, a 3mm round, an O bead, and a 15. Travel up through the previous puca, right hole, bottom to top. Through the 2 O beads, the 15, the pip. 15, 2 O beads, down through the triangle, left hole, top to bottom. All right, on the bottom of the puca, we got to decorate. Decoration is very cool because I don't like to see holes or strings. So 15, 11, and a 15. Up through the top hole, up through the top to the unoccupied hole, the next triangle. I'm gonna make mine not a very large bracelet, trying to give you guys some time to catch up and everything in the meantime. So, where's my dog? Oh, there's my dog. 2 O beads. I told you guys Connor was quiet, that you wouldn't hear anything from him, other than if he's chewing on a piece of leather. That's not the leather that's on sale, guys. Comes free with dog spit. All right, then we're gonna pick up our puca, left hole, top to the bottom. $15, O. They are bright, aren't they? I'm learning, guys. I'm learning to use bright beads so that way you guys can see. Okay, puca from the bottom to the top, the right hole of the previous puca. Through the O beads, the 15, the pip, my bright yellow pip. 15, 2 O beads. And through the puca, left hole, top to the bottom. Bottom decoration, 15, 11, and a 15 through the top hole. Through the bottom hole up to the top. Pucas. Let me rearrange them on my mat so I don't have to keep on doing this. Hey Dawn, how are you? So the Swarovski Crystal Reveal Party, I'll have prices for everything listed up and how they're going to be packaged. And if you guys buy from the party, you guys will get a discount. So that will encourage you guys to come and join in with me. Left side of the triangle, top of the triangle to the bottom. But there are lots of packages in there, so we're excited. And next week our leather will come, and then we'll have a leather party for our bead embroidery enthusiasts. Right hole of the previous triangle, bottom of the triangle to the top. Good, I'm glad you're doing fine. Hanging in there, right? Through all the beads on the top. Bottom decoration, 15, 11, and 15. Through the top hole. Excuse me, through the bottom to the top of that same triangle, next hole. All right, so I'm gonna end it there for me. I mean, this is gonna be an extremely tiny bracelet, but I'm gonna start making another strip. The whole idea is we have to make 2 strips that are equal in length to be able to work the bracelet up. So I think I got enough to show you guys for a little while, so I'm gonna make another strip. So, which is great because if you guys missed out on how to start it off, you guys get another round at it. So, all right, I'm gonna leave my needle on this one. Connor's just here with his cookie. He doesn't feel like eating his cookie right now. That's because Alexandra sent him some better treats, and so he's like, I don't want my milk bone. All right, so I'm gonna get ready to start a new strip. So, start this strip. Here's our first one from before, so we can use it as an example. We start from this side here, and you notice that I started from the right side of the triangle, so there's still no beads on this side. So we're gonna pick up a triangle, right hole, and as I said before, I have my beads facing a certain way on my mat in order to pick them up. So these 2 holes right here is facing down towards the bottom of my mat. So that way, the hole that's on either side of this, there's a left and a right, is pointing towards the top of the mat. So, on the first one, I would like you to pick up on the right hole, the right side of the bead, bottom to the top. Cookies, yes. All right, so there's my first puca. Okay, then we're going to pick up 2 O beads, 15, a pip bead, a 15, 2 O beads. All right, now we're gonna pick up another puca triangle because this is the way it looks for to start off with. So we got our right triangle, 2 O beads, a 15, a pip bead, 15, and 2 O beads. So now we gotta pick up our another triangle so that way we can have a triangle continuing. And the triangles all have to be facing upwards. So that means I have to pick it up on the left side, top to the bottom. It fell off the needle. So it'll be facing like this. See the way my needle is facing? It's facing down towards me. That's the way we're gonna want it to be facing. Okay, now we're going to pick up the beads on the bottom side. So on the bottom side, we're going to pick up a 15 O bead, 3mm round O bead, and a 15. All right, and so now we're going to go through our first triangle, and we're going to go through it the same way that we did in the beginning. So you can see my tail is right here, and my working thread is going this way. So it means I'm following the same direction, almost like how we do a right angle weave unit. And you'll wonder why I created this. Stephanie, a right angle weave. All right. So that will be our first unit. So in order to add some more units, we'd have to get over to this side of the bead, and we have to be back on this side of the hole. So we're going to travel through 2 O beads, a 15, a pip, $15, 2 O beads, down through the left side of the triangle, top to the bottom. Okay, so now we have to get to the second hole here. We can do it by just skirting over, of course, but then you see the thread on the bottom. Stephanie doesn't like to see thread. And so we're going to pick up a sequence of beads that's going to line against that. So it's going to be a 15, 11, and a 15. It's the seed beads we can't see, darn it. All right, and you're gonna go through the right side of the triangle, bottom of the triangle to the top. Yeah, they're kind of highly reflective on here, so I use 24 karat gold 11s, they're here. And I use permanent finish, nope, Duracoat, I lied. Duracoat Dusty Orchid for the 15. So they're metallic, so they're kind of highly reflective. So I'm sorry, but you know, give me something that's shiny at least out of all this. So all right, so now we're going to continue adding sections or units to this, so that way it can match this one that we have, which already has our units added to it. So let's add 2 O beads, a 15, a pip, a 15, 2 O beads. We have to add our triangle now because we're already working off the triangle that we already had on here. So the triangle that we add now is going to be left side of the triangle, and we're going to go top of the triangle to the bottom of the triangle. Remember, our bottom has 2 holes and our top has a hole on either side. All right, bottom part of the unit now is what we're going to pick up. So we're going to need a 15, an O bead, 3mm round, an O bead, and a 15. All right, we're going to travel through the triangle now on the previous triangle, right side of it, bottom of the triangle to the top. And that's to connect the unit to the previous unit. Yes, I'll be showing you guys. Before we move on to the next one, I will show you guys where to weave into and tie off the thread. Okay, so decoration on the bottom, tied our thread up through the right side of the triangle. I'm glad you guys are all enjoying these projects. I forgot how much O beads this project actually uses. It uses a lot of O beads, my goodness. I'm glad you guys are all enjoying these projects though. They're older ones for me for the most part. I have created some newer ones during this whole thing, so I just haven't created a lot of, you know, I would say more of my advanced projects. It's been mostly some quick and easy. You guys are like, none of these are easy or quick. But some of my easier designs, we'll say, because I got some really complicated ones around here that are pretty, they use a lot of crystals and they're very expensive. So, and I don't want to break anybody's bank. So we'll do these, some of these that have check beads in them and stuff like that. So, but I really am glad that you guys are enjoying it. And I'm giving you all that are stuck at home right now something to do, something to keep your mind off of stuff. Keep you busy. Not like you guys didn't have kids sitting and waiting for you at home, but hey, what's up for something new? All right, picked up my sequin of beads. Go up through the right hole, right side of the previous triangle, bottom to the top. Let's see how many pip beads I have on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Continue through the top portion of the beads. Yay, I'm glad. I know, Kim. I always forget about this bracelet, but it is a pretty cool bracelet. Very spring-like. And since we are in spring, quote unquote, perfect time to do so. I'm taking my scissors along with me. So you're in Tennessee, Sin. Nice to have you here. I think I've spoken to you on the phone. I think you ordered beads from us before. And then you got the kit, so very cool. All right, picked up all the sequence beads. Right hole, right side of the triangle, bottom to the top. Decoration beads along the bottom side. Oh, great, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yay. We do have a pretty cool shop. It's pretty empty right now. It's just me, my mom, and Connor. I guess Connor would be the official mascot right now. I'm doing blue. Blue of what? Bottom side. So about halfway done with my second strip. Oh, Lynn is probably doing blue. I don't know what color Lynn is doing. Lynn, did you get the kit? Lynn, are you still here? Show off. Well, Robin, I did create the pattern, so I hope to remember it and be able to go through it. And my strip won't fit around my wrist, the first one that I created, so don't worry about it. We're just speeding through this. Hey, Connie. I didn't see Lynn respond, so she must have dropped off. She's like, this is boring. Left side. Got blue pucas and blue PIS. Ha ha ha. There's Lynn. Thought you left me. After you pick up the sequence, you go from back towards the right side of the previous triangle, from the top, from the bottom to the top. Poor Connor, he's exhausted. He's like, I didn't get to nap today. Seven. Means I got 3 more to go. You never gonna leave me? Yay! Need some more pips. Or my bright yellow color. Taxi! Looks like taxi. So what is everybody having for dinner tonight? Let's see. Monday night I made a roasted chicken. Came out really good. Roasted with fennel and potatoes, some carrots, lemon, sage, thyme, shallots, and garlic. It was good. Tonight, I think we're gonna have fajitas. Spinach and mozzarella pasta. Ooh, that sounds really good. I think I might go to your house, Kim. I like pasta. Hey, Shirley. She's like, what is my mom watching? All right, up through the right side of the previous triangle. Probably take out, no water right now. Oh, that's not fun. Crock pot roast with wine, carrots, and potatoes. Ooh, sounds good. All right, let me see how many I have left to do before my strips match. One more left. Then we can join them or start the join. So I'll show you guys how to weave off or travel inside and weave off as what I said here. So last segment, 2 O beads, a 15, a pip, 15, 2 O beads, Puca left side, top to bottom, 15 O bead, 3mm round, O bead, and 15. Travel up through hole of the previous triangle through the beads up on top, which would be the 2 O beads, the 15, the pip. The 15, 2 O beads, and through the puca on the previous. All right, and then we're gonna pick up our beads at the end. We're gonna go up through. All right. So I'm going to weave in my tail thread and my working threads and tie them off, okay? So, starting off with our working thread, we can't necessarily weave it in if we have these beads at the end, because as you can tell, I'm not going to go up through this way, because then you can see the beads. So, obviously, I'm going to have to take these 3 beads off at the end here to weave through and tie it off. And I think the reason I selected to tie it off is because your thread goes through so much wear and tear by going through these beads. It's through the check beads that I kind of wanted to start a new thread. So I took those final 3 beads off at the last puca. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna travel through 15, an O bead, 3mm round O bead, 15, travel through the previous hole of the previous triangle. So I'm kind of going backwards now, or following the same thread path as before. And then I'm gonna catch a thread in between the triangle and the O bead there. Make a loop with my thread, go through the loop once and twice, and this creates a knot, half hitch knot. Okay, pull it tight, you got a knot at the end. All right, and then what you do is you travel through some more O beads and a pip bead, and I kind of like to come up through the side of a bead there, and I'll cut off a thread there. So there's one side done. Other side, which will be my tail thread. I'm gonna add my needle onto my tail. And do the same thing. So I'm going to go backwards towards the 15, the O bead, the 15. Up through the puca triangle. And I'm going to catch that thread in between the O beads and the triangle. Make a loop. Go through the loop once, twice, the same direction, because otherwise your loop will dissolve. Pull it tight, and you made a knot. Continue through some O beads, 15, and the puca. Okay? Cut off that side. You're going to do the same thing to the other strip. So that way you'll have both finished end strips. So I'm just gonna tie off my thread on this other one too. Again, go through a couple of the beads. How long should we make it allow for how much at the end? You should make it to almost fit around your wrist. So if you're using a hook and eye clasp, you kind of want about anywhere like a 3/4 of an inch space for the clasp, because you kind of want it to fit just right around your wrist for a hook and eye clasp. But if you're using a different type of clasp, then you can make it a little tiny bit bigger. It's going to cup up anyways because of the tension of the beads. So and tying off my tail. Maybe I can get this one caught right there. We go. All right, continue through a couple more beads and then cut your thread. The remainder of the thread off. Okay, so I got my 2 strips made. So the idea is that these 2 strips will join together like so. All right, and our pip beads are going to go around this way. So, all right, so we're going to start by adding a new thread. So grab another wingspan of fire line. And I'm going to weave that into one of my strips. And I'm going to tie a half hitch knot. If I can get to this hole, there we go. So I'm catching a thread now at the bottom. It doesn't really matter where you do it. You just want to go in the direction that you're going to exit a pip. So since I tied in my thread, I'm going to cut off my tail. So that way it's not in the way. All right, so you can see my thread now is exiting one of the pips, the first pip on one of the strips, okay? Doesn't matter which direction you're exiting, pretty much we're gonna be doing this, you know, either way. So, all right, so we're gonna align the strips together. And we're gonna treat them almost like they are right angle weave units, okay? So as that we're stitching some units together. So what we're gonna do now is aligning the strips together. We're gonna pick up a pip bead and we're gonna travel into the pip bead that is directly aligned with the other pip bead that you're currently exiting on the other strip. So I'm exiting this pip bead. I picked up one. I have one on my needle and thread here. And I'm gonna go through the pip bead that is directly opposite. You're not gonna cross over or anything, you're just gonna go directly across. And my pip bead does not want to lay correctly right yet, but it will. So, you know, if it's iridescent or not, all depends on how you want it to look. So I would pick it up if the iridescent's on the outside, then you would want to pick up the iridescent so it's on the outside of this one too. So just know that the direction that you're picking it up, so if you line it up, so iridescent's on one side or the other, just pick it up. Stitch it in there. If it looks like it's going to, the iridescent is going to go on the one side or the other and you're not happy with it, just take it right out and change directions. We're going to be rotating, going around in circles, so there really is no way to say left or right or whatever, so depending on how they flip. So you might just have to take it out and put it in a direction that you want it to be with the iridescence. Okay? You're going to pick up another pip bead, and you're going to go back through the first pip bead that you exited. Ta-da, makes a flower. Okay, so now we're going to use our 4mm rounds. All right, so keeping your tension tight. I don't know, I really don't like these colors for my 4mm. So I'm going to choose a different color because I can. Because I have a bead store at my will. Color. So I'm going to do pink. Or purpley pink or whatever this is. Don't ask the girl that's colorblind. All right, so exiting the pip, we're going to pick up a 4mm round. And we're going to go into the pip that is directly opposite. So you can see me stretching my string across the yellow pip. So that's the direction that we're going. So I'm exiting this one on this hole, and I'm going to go directly into the one is directly opposite of it, into that hole. And it does say keeping your tension tight, and the reason is because we're using different size beads here, and they have a tendency to loosen up, so. Lavender lilac, thank you. I really am colorblind, guys. I can see certain colors, but like dark colors, I can't distinguish at all. So that's why, you know, when my mom, when I'm listing like leather and stuff like that, I'm like, this is black. And she's like, it's dark bronze. I'm like, no, it's black. All right. Travel back through the 4mm round. Keep your tension tight, remember. Absolutely, you can use 4mm round crystals. You go for it, Cynthia. That's my shiny girl. I was trying to keep it like inexpensive. So I think I got my thread wrapped. Nope, I did not. Okay, so there is one flower that is completed. So we're going, exiting our pip bead, we're going to travel through. So I can't do this exiting this one. So I'm going to continue through the pip bead on the side and the next pip bead on the other side. Okay. And now I'm going to travel through my work here to get to the other pip bead. So I'm going to go through my 15, through the 2 O beads, through the 2-hole triangle down to the bottom, through the 15, the 11, through the 15, up through the 2-hole triangle, through the 2 O beads, the 15, and the next pip bead. And we're going to add our pips on this next one. So remember to line it up so that way they match. We don't want to be adding 2 strips together that don't match. All right, pick up a pip bead. Going from the pip bead on one side, you're going to go travel into the pip bead that is directly opposite it with a pip bead that you have on your needle. Okay, Pick up another pip. Pip, pip, hooray! Travel back through the pip bead that you originally exited. All right. If your tension's not tight enough, or you feel like it's not tight enough, travel through that circle again. There's no reason why you can't do that. So if you feel like it's a little loose and you're like, oh my God, it's not standing up straight like it should be, there is no reason why you cannot go through these beads again. So, in fact, it just adds more stability, so go for it. All right, there is our flower. We got it together. Now we need to put a center in our flower. So we're going to pick up my lavender lilac bead and I'm exiting this pip bead, so I'm going to go into the pip bead that is directly the opposite of it, which is this guy right here. Yeah, I do crack myself up. Hey, if you can't bring your own comedy hour, then there's something wrong with you. All right, travel back through that 4mm round. And continue through, back through the pip bead that you originally exited. Ta-da, the next one's added. And you can see how the petals will line up together, and because that they're so close together, it will keep them up. Because you can tell this petal right here on this side, he wants to flop over. But when we start adding the other strips together, the two petals bump up to each other, so they force them to stay up. So that's architecture for you guys. I totally did not mean it that way because I'm not an architecture person, so but it happens. So now we're going to travel down through the 15, the 2 O beads, through the triangle. And what we're doing is we're traveling through our bead work to get to the next pip bead, so we can add some more pip beads to it. Continue through the beads on the bottom, the decoration beads as I like to call them, 15, 11, and the 15. Up through our puca, puca, 2-hole triangle, through the O beads, the 15, and the pip. All right, putting our flowers together. We're gonna pick up another pip bead, not 2, just 1, Steph. All right. And we're gonna travel through the pip bead that is directly opposite the pip bead that we are exiting. And we're gonna do-si-do and go around, pick up another pip bead, and travel back through the first pip bead that we exited. Okay, again, we can travel back around all of our beads again to make sure everybody's nice and happy together. Plus, extra thread path helps with stability and later on, so that way your bracelet won't break, all that fun stuff. The great thing is, if it does break, you made it so that you know how to fix it. All right, flower is together. We're gonna pick up our 4mm round for our center bead, and we're gonna travel directly across the pip bead that we are exiting. Back through the 4mm round and back through the pip bead that we originally exited. Now we're going to continue through the beads on the bottom half here to get to the next pip to add. Does it make sense to everybody? It's essentially like a right angle weave bracelet almost. It's just using different size beads. Hey, Leslie. I had to use my pliers to pull this through a 15 because the 15 was not happy with me. Easy peasy. Oh, wow, Robin, you said easy? Awesome. That thrills me to no extent, really. Because most of the time I'm like, oh my God, these people. You guys are going to think I'm crazy teaching you guys how to do this on Facebook Live. So can you see, guys, how the petal kind of likes to pop down? So I do have 4 petals on this, but my petal popped underneath here. And the reason that these guys stay up now is because the other flower is forcing it to stay up. So that's kind of what makes it. So in the last part here, you know, we're going to be worried that this petal is going to want to fall under. All right. And what we're going to do at the end is we're going to join these things together right here to, again, there we go. Join these things together right here at the end to force that last petal up. Hi, Rita. How are you? All right. So here we are at the strip again. I'm forcing that petal back up again on the other side because we don't want him to stay underneath. So we're going to pick up a pip, travel through the pip that is directly opposite it, pick up another pip, travel back through the pip that we first exited, pip, pip, hooray. Continue through. I like to travel back around my pips to make sure everybody's nice and together and happy. Kind of tightens your tension a little bit more too, so that's great. All right, back to the beginning. Pick up a 4mm round. We're gonna go across the flower with our 4mm round. Travel through the pip bead that is directly opposite the pip bead that we were exiting. I like to position my 4mm so that way he's in the center. Travel back through our 4mm round. And Cynthia asked before if she can use crystals in the center, and I said, absolutely. I like shiny. I just, for cost purposes, for kit, we put in check beads. But if you like crystals, I'm good with that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, they're like little yellow flowers. All right, so now we're going to travel through our beadwork again, so that way we get to this side, down, through, and up. Oh, you woke up. Hey, Connor. And we're back to sleep again. I'm messing with my puppy's beauty sleep here. All right, so here we are at the next one. Pick up a pip, travel into the pip that is directly opposite. Pick up another pip. Pip, pip, hooray. Go back through the first pip. Okay. Travel back around all the beads again. Pick up a 4mm round, go directly across from the pip bead that you're exiting, across the flower. Back through the 4mm round. And back through the pip bead. Okay, and then again, travel through the bracelet, and you can see my pip bead kind of went underneath there. But if I push him back up, the previous flower will keep it together and from falling down. Cool? All right, I know you guys, a lot of you have to go to dinner soon, so I am going to add a new thread and show you guys how to finish off the ends on one of the ends, okay? So, but for video purposes, you are going to continue down doing the same thing that we did with these flowers at the beginning, all the way down the length of the bracelet, all the way to get to the end here. And then what we're gonna do is I'm going to, what I like to do is I like to go all the way to the end and add the pip beads all the way to the end and tie off my thread. So, which means weave back through the beads a little bit, tie it off with a half hitch knot, cut the thread, and we're gonna add a new thread to fix the bottoms here, to fix the ends, okay? Does that make sense with everybody? So let me do that. Let me add a new thread. So we're gonna add our thread around our flowers here, somewhere at the top, so that way we can work our way to the bottom. Go through a bead, catch a thread in the petal, in between the two petals. Go through the loop once, twice, to create a half hitch knot, and tighten it. Makes a knot right there. Okay? So I'm going to travel through the next petal. Through the 15. And through the 2 O beads. Okay, now we're going to go through the puca, the 2-hole triangle. Oops. Hold it correctly. Down to the bottom of the triangle. All right, and remember the decoration that we added alongside the bottom of the triangles all the way through here? We're going to do the same thing. So we're going to pick up a 15, an 11, and a 15. And we're going to travel up through the top hole of the triangle on the right hand side, from bottom to top. All right, so now we're going to join the two triangles together. So to do that, we're going to pick up 2 O beads, a 15, a 3mm, which I do not have anymore here, a 15, and 2 more O beads. And we're going to go to the next triangle that is directly opposite it. We're going to go from the top of the triangle to the bottom of the triangle. All right. It's going to create a little bridge, just like that. Okay. We're going to pick up a 15, an 11, and a 15. And travel up through that second hole of that triangle. And we're going to reinforce this. And how we're going to do this is we're just going to go around these beads again. So we're going to go up through the 2 O beads, through the next 15, through our pip bead, through our pip bead towards the inside of the bracelet, through our pip bead on the other side of the bracelet, through the 15. At this point, the 15s are going to be harder. They're going to start getting harder to pass through, so you might need to switch down to a smaller needle. Okay. Down through the 2-hole triangle. Through the 15, the 11, and the 15. Up through the hole in the 2-hole triangle, and then through our beads that we added, back through this triangle, through the beads on the side, and tie it off. That's it. So that's the end of the bracelet. So to add our clasp, what I typically do, I use is wire protectors. So our wire protectors like to fit very nicely on top of a 3mm or 4mm bead. So as you see here on this one right here. So you can add the wire protector on top, and then a jump ring to that, and then the portion of your clasp. You're welcome, Sharon. See ya. All right, so wire protectors, I've covered this in previous classes, but they're super easy. I'm gonna grab one from another one here. So they're little horseshoes, and they will fit on top of 3mm beads or 4mm beads. And what you do is you just travel through the loop of the horseshoe, and you do that like 2 times. So let me kind of display that for you guys. So I'm going to travel through a couple of my beads here, and I'm not tying it in. You would tie your thread in. So I'm going to go through one side of my wire protector. Okay, travel through the other side of the wire protector, and the thread is going to stay in that channel that's up on top. So you're not going to see the thread, and your thread's going to be protected from any friction that is caused by like a wire, like a jump ring or a clasp. So, and then back through the bead. And then you're going to do this a few times over, like go through this wire protector like 2 or 3 times over, just to make sure it's stitched in really well. Okay, and then to this, you're gonna add a jump ring, and to the jump ring, you're gonna add a clasp. So this will also make your clasp stay straight. So if you weave it in, you know, your clasp with some seed beads, your clasp tends to be a little bit crooked. So with this, it kind of stays straight because you have the 2 links linking together. Got it? So that pretty much, guys, is the In Bloom bracelet. So like I said before, patterns available on Facet, which is the bead and button site, or through our Etsy store. Cool? Alrighty, so let me take you guys down. So on Saturday, we will be teaching, let me see if I can find it. I don't know, we were making kids. Compati. Ha. I'm still here. So, I don't even know what Compati went to, the samples, but I'll find it. But anyways, that's Compati, and that's what we're gonna be teaching, okay? So that is Saturday's class. You are going to learn my 5-minute bezel for those 12mm square stones. So you're going to love it. It's going to be great. And then next week, we already have scheduled the X's and O's bracelet. So so I just listed the kits for that. So go ahead and go check that out on Etsy. So say hi, Connor. So Connor says hi, everybody. Alrighty, so thank you guys so much for joining us again. Have a awesome day, and I will see you guys on Saturday. Take care. Bye.